Okay, so there's this cosplay. It's a duet cosplay, and I mentioned it earlier. This Locke Key cosplay. So in the comic, there's this character Kinsey, and there's this key that it's called the head key, and it opens when you put it. It goes in the back of your head, and you can pull your emotions out of your head and your memories, and you can play with all kinds of different things. And inside Kinsey's head, there is her depression, which is this, it's her, but in a black shroud with pipes, and she's crying, and and a sink handle on her back, and behind her is her fear and her anxiety, and it's this black creature with long, creepy fingers and red glowing eyes and a knife in its hand and a newspaper around it, where with headlines of all the trauma that she had just witnessed. And so me and Nancy do this cosplay. This is the cosplay that brought us together, where she does the depression side and I do the anxiety side. And having this big red glowing eyes and being able to just bring a comic character to life and be able to I feel like I'm able to bring my anxiety and give it a visualization. It's as well as depression, to bring that to life. It gives it a different take and allows me to express myself in such a unique way. And it's also really cool to see the creators' reactions.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, my first cosplay ever was actually Super Saiyan Goku from Dragon Ball Z. That was my first cosplay, and the first time I cosplayed, I was 10 years old. I have an action figure that my mother and I, when I was 10, figured out how to make the costume from the figure. My mom is an amazing seamstress. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to draw. She taught me how to do. Actually, she's the photographer in the family. I got it from her. So even though she's not a professional, but anyway, you see her. So we made the costume when I was 10. When I was 10, I was like a heavy sick kid, in the disabled program in school, and and bullying and all that stuff. And I made the costume for the Halloween party, whatever, at my after-school program, where I learned martial arts because the martial art instructor for my after-school program was a super nerd, and because of him, I got into Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. That's a whole connection. But the costume was made oversized because I was like a heavy kid, and now as an adult, it still fits me. Like it's a little short. The shirt is a little short, but it's still basically the same. Like it fits me like fitted now. So it's like funny because the first time I came to Comic-Con I think it was 2013 or 14. I did that cosplay and everybody loved it. It was like looked so good, and I had had it for so many years. So I would say that's my original cosplay, but the one that I'm in now is what I feel like as an adult, mostly identified with, just being like a free spirit type character.
Ooh, favorite cosplay for me would be what I'm wearing right now, me being Shotgun, the BMI hero from My Hero Academia. I love it because this character, he's only been here for one season and he'll make an appearance in the upcoming movie, but he is a guy who is not, who you could be a plus size person, like he can fit both the categories of a skinny hero and a fat hero, depending on the situation. And he is so awesome and cool. If there's one thing I hate, it's probably the ranking system he's in. But overall, he's a badass character, and I am so proud to be wearing this right there and just be a good representation hero of the plus size everywhere. And especially in the cosplay community, I want to bring positivity no matter what size it is, okay? It doesn't matter.
You have one?
So
So in my political life, I had friends that worked, when we all were in the White House, that threw a costume party. And the party was themed. And the theme was Muppets versus Tarantino. And it easily goes down as one of my favorite parties of the Obama years. And just such a, like, I don't know how they came up with that mix. I suspect some colleagues were drinking significantly and were like, what's the weirdest combination that we could have a themed Halloween party for? And like some dice were rolled in some seedy room somewhere, and it was like, Muppets, Tarantino, let's do it. And so Patrick and I went as Fraggles. And like, it was, and you know, easily the room was split 50-50, Muppets versus Tarantino characters, and it was like all the different Tarantino characters. It was characters that were dead, like corpses. There was two guys that were dressed up as the ghosts of Jules and Vincent, like standing against the wall doing the little Tarantino dance that's now a GIF. You know, and then there was like somebody dressed up as Guy Smiley, the reporter on Sesame Street, you know, and like going around the room interviewing people. And it was the most fascinatingly like eclectic group of people, because it was also all people that worked in the Obama administration. And we had a standard rule that was like no photographs at any parties. But when I look back on that, like it was really interesting because it told you so much about the people. Like, who are Muppets people? Who are Tarantino people? What Muppet people are you? Are you Muppet Show people? Are you Fraggle Rock people? Are you Sesame Street people?
Are you Labyrinth?
You know, are you Labyrinth people? Are you Dark Crystal people? Because there was a Skeksis. You know, are you, what genre of Tarantino are you? What community are you ripping off by cosplaying which Tarantino film? You know, and it's just such a fascinating indicator of the kind of folks that you are and the kind of folks you hang out with. And whenever I think about like my favorite cosplay moments, it's easily that one. Because it's like you walk in the room and you're like, I wonder what everyone else is dressing up as. And like the doors open and you're just like, oh my, like sensory overload, but also it's just completely fascinating.
Nobody combined them?
No, there weren't any hybrid. That would have been interesting.
I feel, yeah, I was gonna
A
say.
Hermit Fozzie?
I feel like a red, maybe like Red and Kermit or Red and Fozzie as Jules and Vincent is a missed opportunity.
That would
would've
yeah.
been solid.
You had a.
Oh, was there a question?
Yeah, you had a question back there.
Hi, so I'd like to know how far are you willing to go, how far will you go for your cosplay? Like, will you go search for that wig, for the contact lens that bother you all day, or edit those photos to make it more spectacular?
I've seen your Instagram. How far are you willing to go?
Yeah.
So the question is, how far are
Both
we
of
willing?
y'all's Instagram.
So the question is, how far are we willing to go for our cosplays?
But let's shoot.
He says he thinks that really good.
I mean, I'm into I do all the details, you know. I'm a what's the word I'm looking for? Particular? No, like I'm particular about the details, you know. Like whenever I do anything. I mean, right now I'm kind of being lazy, but that's okay. But like, I usually have more stuff on. But like, anyway, I have all the details. As you can see, I like details. You know, if you can't see in the back, I have like some props up here on the screen. So like, you know, I like to show off that like all the little things. You know, you forget about on a character. That's why this character is so cool, because he has so many little things that you can do, and people know. Oh, you have the little bead from the thing, and you know. So people who are into details, you know, connect about details.
As for me, by the way, that was a very good question. Thank you for asking. It all depends on, sometimes it's a budget thing, but for me, I don't have to get everything exactly, but if I get anything similar close to it, like right now, this isn't the actual gloves that he wears, these are Nike gloves, but the point is they're orange, it gives a certain shade. This I got from Amazon. This outfit that I'm wearing that's Fatgun related is actually a gym/cosplay suit from Just Saying. That's the name of the organization, Just Saying. You can cosplay, but you can also work out in this at the same time. Best of both worlds, right? I swear, I get complimented all the time in the gym when I dress up as someone from My Hero Academia or Vegeta or the Almighty Vegeta, which is a crossover of All Might and Vegeta. Crazy. But the point is, you gotta make use with your, you gotta think about the budget. You don't have to have everything perfect as long as you try and have fun out of it. So.
Also, what about photoshopping your photos?
Well, I'm gonna answer the previous question first. So I have revised costumes time and time and time and time again. And there'll always be, it's a costume in an artist's eyes, a piece of art tends to never be perfect, there's always gonna be flaws. But you can pick which flaws you want, that you're willing to accept. And that goes with life as well. And it's just general life advice. Yeah, you were gonna say,
You want to know about Photoshop? I can answer that question.
so photoshopping photos, I'll say right off the bat, I tend to not use Photoshop in my photos. However, I am a photographer and a light painter, so I do a lot of light painting, which is an experimental form of photography. And there's not many of us out there, so that's a little bit different and unique. But Dylan can answer.
He's the best person for photo editing. He
Well-
did mine.
Well, I mean, I spent a lot of time honing my skills in Photoshop.